Hey guys, coming at you with another video today. Today I'm going to speak specifically to muscle tension, which is probably by far one of the main causes of anxiety. If you haven't seen my muscle tension videos before, check them out. I'll do a quick description of why muscle tension causes anxiety. So pretty much muscle tension is caused by your fight or flight response. Your muscles tense up. When your muscles tense up, obviously you typically will get a kind of a surge in energy, adrenaline rush. But if you are constantly on this adrenaline rush, on this um, tension-ridden experience, eventually things will start to tighten up. And so muscles in the neck, muscles in the head here, muscles in the jaw, face, back, chest, legs, feet, they'll tighten up and they'll kind of be like a vice grip on your body. That's why you get the pressure, that's why you get the tightness, that's why you get these odd feelings that are really, really frustrating, but they don't seem to really cause you any physical harm. Or they don't seem to cause any, they cause physical harm, but they don't cause any like emergencies or anything. The worst thing they'll cause is maybe a panic attack or something like that. But really, they're pretty much harmless. They could just take over your life. And so one of the big things with anxiety is when we want to try to break the vicious cycle. We wake up and we're anxious and we fear that we're not going to feel good that day, and the symptoms get worse and worse, and you could literally think your way into muscle tension. If something is bugging you and you start thinking about like a spot here that'll bug me right here, kind of a burning sensation on my forehead, it'll just get worse. Eventually it'll go away. It's not that the stuff doesn't go away for me, but the biggest thing is what I'm trying to do is live life in a more calm state. Live life kind of like a monk, if you will. A monk typically does things independently. They're typically at peace, or Buddhist, if you will, a Buddhist monk, a lot more meditative processes to basically slow everything down. I'm very impatient. I do things very quickly in life. And so my main goal is to kind of slow everything down. I was doing some research on kind of your state when you wake up, when you fall asleep and stuff. So when you fall asleep, that state is called delta, alpha, beta, delta. Kind of, probably heard these terms before. When you're awake, it's beta, but the most important part of your time when you're awake or asleep is alpha, and that's the intermittent piece before you go to bed and right after you wake up. And I think so many people, when there's no such thing as an alpha stage for people. The reason why I say that is when you come out of delta, sleep, what do most people do if they have a smartphone? They look at your smartphone. You look at the things you got to do. You start stressing out about what you need to do that day. You may not even know this. You may not even be thinking about it, but you've just done it for so long that your body actually is reacting with stress, but you don't really know it until kind of a few hours into the day, or even an hour into the day, when you start feeling stressed out, starting to feel tight and stuff like that. That is just your normal response because your body is not really given a chance. Just kind of think about, when you go from delta to beta, the times where that should happen is, let's say you wake up and there's a burglar in your house. You need to obviously react, go in that fight or flight. Obviously, I hope that doesn't happen, but you need to take someone to the hospital. It's a medical emergency. You wake up from a dream and you can't really control this kind of things, where you just pop right up and you're like, oh my gosh, kind of thing. That you're automatically in beta. Your mind is going. We kind of need to work our way into beta and work our way into delta, basically, when we go to sleep. So in the morning, what I try to do is what I challenge you to do, and I'll give you a few tips. The first hour when you awake, do not touch your phone. And I also advise you, so with your alarm, I have a good app on my phone, on all Apple phones, they'll call bedtime. It has a more relaxing alarm. You don't really want to necessarily wake up to this loud alarm because that'll put you in beta as well. It wakes you up. Yes, that may be good to wake you up, but you want to kind of get, and this is not trying to make people think, oh, I'm going to be groggy, but that's kind of like the point here. We need to kind of slowly, and you have time in the morning to relax and kind of, and believe me, I feel better when I do this. Yes, I may feel a little more tired, but I'm kind of slowly waking up. And believe me, it's made me feel better throughout the day if you want me. I mean, as far as tension, like I always typically get tension, but it's crazy. Some of my neck muscles and especially jaw muscles are not near as painful as they used to be. So when I wake up, no, don't look at your phone. You get into the shower and you kind of almost meditate, deep breathing kind of thing, slowing everything down and using gratitude and positive thinking to your advantage. Basically what I do is just kind of talk about all the things, kind of think about the good memories I had yesterday and hoping that going forward, and I'll give you an example, like yesterday I had a really good day at work. I got a few shout outs from a few corporate guys at my job, which was awesome. I thought about some of the idiot customers that made me laugh. I thought about watching Game of Thrones last night. It was just good memories kind of thing. You can go off that. And you can go off future memories that you're going to make this day a little bit better than the last. And then once you get out of the shower kind of thing, make breakfast, go throughout your daily routine. Drink water too. The biggest thing too, I think, that we do is our body, it does work when we're sleeping to kind of heal ourselves. But drinking just, a good 8-ounce, 12-ounce glass of water is very beneficial to kind of kickstart your mind. And these are just a few things. Basically, don't touch your phone. Do positive affirmations don't touch your phone for an hour, positive affirmation, and drink water. I mean, these are simple things that kind of get you, like I said, from delta to alpha to beta. Now, the next thing, we're going from beta to alpha to delta. This is when we're going to sleep. I think the biggest thing when you go to sleep is you have to think about happy thoughts. I kind of daydream about stuff, and I think this is good, but I don't. I think a lot of people go to bed fearful, and this is why a lot of people have insomnia too. It's just a lot of negative thoughts of I'm never going to get to sleep, I'm too anxious kind of thing. That's the same thing with positive affirmations. I think that positive affirmations, to the contrary, can make it much easier for you to go to sleep. And when you go to sleep, if you're thinking about happy thoughts, your subconscious mind is going to be thinking about these happy thoughts when you wake up. This is all, when you really break this down, and I know this seems a little more complicated than it should be, but, it's pretty simple. But once you understand it, it makes life, you learn so much when you're anxious, and that's one thing that I've learned is like I've learned so much about the human body, how it reacts, and like why I have anxiety. It's simply because something's a little bit off to where I'm constantly thinking about negative thoughts, and so it's making my mind super tense, and that's why I get all these physical symptoms, and it's kind of a vice grip because I just constantly think about it. I think that with muscle tension, I think doing things in more of a methodical manner and really trying to stay away from the things that kind of stress you out remotely. I have just been doing things in a much more calm manner. I want to be a person that's known as a very calm individual. You don't see that many people though these days where you're just like, dang, he's so calm. And the ones that you do are typically pretty successful people, I've found. The people that can really kind of keep their cool under pressure. Instead of you could just see it, they're about ready to jump out of their skin. And that's how I've always been. And so and throughout the day, tips is just work on deep breathing. Deep breathing just automatically makes you feel like, makes your body think that we're kind of trying to wind down here. It calms you down. Deep breathing is really, really good to kind of get your mind in a very neutral state. Another thing you could do is just stretching throughout the day. I'll do neck exercises. One simple one is just kind of looking up over your left shoulder. I mean, just kind of twisting your neck here and there, because this is where I get a lot of my tension. If you kind of get back pain, what I do is I typically try to touch my toes. I kind of hang down. Um, Make sure you're eating. The biggest thing with diet, I don't care what you do, and you can eat non-gluten, you can eat vegetarian, you could eat vegan. I don't care. If that helps you, that helps you. I mean, it is diet related. Headaches are typically pretty diet related. But the one thing is just reducing sugar. I think reducing sugar is one of the number one health tips I could give people. Reducing fast food and sugar. It makes it so much. I mean, it makes it so much easier for your body to digest. The third tip with that too is drink more smoothies. Like I said, I've said this many times. A magic bowl, it's only like $40, and that's what I use. And you could put a lot of good stuff in there for you, and you could just process things better. Brain foods like blueberries and raspberries, all different types of fruits, vegetables. I put broccoli in there, and it still tastes good. I mean, and so going back to this, like throughout the day, like I'm really trying to focus on deep breathing, a little bit better of a diet, really trying to stay away from my phone in the morning and at night. Sleep is very essential. Doing things in just a slower manner. Doing things not necessarily to make you lazy, because I know you just, and you don't want to, like, no, it's hard to do things when you're not feeling very good, but I'm just saying do things in a more, I guess, smooth manner. Just kind of I think of like classical music when I'm doing things. I don't know. It may be weird kind of thing, but at this state in the game, like, I am doing things that are just making me feel better, and that's the main goal out of all this, is making sure people are stronger, more powerful, and eventually not thinking about how they feel throughout the day. And that's the main goal with anxiety. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hopefully will be producing more in the future. I kind of want to talk about muscle tension more in depth, because I think this is one of the main things. What you have to understand too with this is scientists are still kind of baffled by it. Your mind is just firing, and it's just kind of unaware of what's going on, and it thinks it's all stressed out for the most part, so it goes in the fight or flight mode continuously. I think the biggest thing with this is that when you have panic attacks and you kind of reach that peak of anxiety, I think your brain is kind of out of whack, and getting it back to homeostasis is very difficult when you're anxious, because you're constantly in this fight or flight mode. And so this is kind of my solution, is kind of slowing everything down and making everything a little bit more methodical, thinking more positive, that you could do this. Like it's all about motivation. I mean, you want to listen to some of these motivational videos, like you could really make a difference in the world. I mean, you have the power to do a lot of things. Some people are gifted with smart, some people are gifted with athletic ability, some people are gifted with calmness, some people are gifted with power, strength, all these kind of things. And you have to use them to your advantage. And I think that a lot of us have a lot more potential than we realize, and that's what I'm kind of realizing through this experience, is like, I do have a lot more power and potential than I thought. And I want to utilize it one day. And I have big goals in life. And my one weekly goal right now is just to stay calm. That's kind of the thing. I just think staying calm, keep calm, and keep pushing on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this again. Try to push out a little more videos. You guys have a great day. Stay positive. You guys are awesome.